Are you going to tell me what your friend sent you or not?
Well, my friend?
You just said, I don't want to throw this guy under the bus. I said, well, don't say his name.
Oh, so we have a friend that you're friends with him too.
Okay, we're friends with him.
Who's lost a lot of weight. And
what's he lost? 15 pounds? 10 pounds?
No.
He wasn't that big to begin with.
I said, how much weight did you lose? He said he lost 25 pounds in 6 weeks.
Okay, that's pretty good. He looks amazing. He looks great.
And he's exercising, and he's following a strict diet.
And I did ask him what he's doing, and he's like, he's running 4.5 miles a day. I tried to run a mile.
So the other day,
when's the last time you tried to run a mile straight?
I noticed that he lost a lot
awful.
of. I think I've done it. I think I've done it with the kids.
No, you've stopped. I'm talking about nonstop running for an entire mile. I'll just say this: I used to be able to run the mile in low 7s, and I got to 10. What are you rolling your eyes for? I'm talking about.
It takes you 10 minutes to run a mile.
I got to 10 minutes. I wasn't done. I said, forget it. I'm done. I'm over it.
Is that typical?
No, it's not that I'm proud of.
I think you could walk a mile in 10 minutes.
I don't think you could. We've had this discussion before, and you won't do it.
I'll do it. I have no problem doing it. I'll run a mile. It's not going to take me 10 minutes. I could walk a mile in 10 minutes. Like, what do you?
You can't.
How,
you can't
how
walk
do you
a mile.
run? What is your running style?
The girls used to run 10-minute miles in junior high and high school.
I'm pretty convinced that
in high school, I remember one of the fastest guys we had at the high school was running it in the high 6s, and I was doing it in the low 7s. But yeah, what's an average mile? You look into that. But anyways, tell me about.
I want to see how long it takes to walk a mile. Around 15 to 22 minutes. So
yeah,
you're just,
that's a fast walk.
You're just barely not walking.
No, well, I was
on the 15 end of the spectrum.
Well, obviously, my body type has changed a lot.
The question, can you walk a mile in 10 minutes, comes up, and this is what Quora says about it, okay? It says, a typical walking speed is said to be around 3 miles per hour. So to walk a mile in 10 minutes, you'd have to walk twice the typical walking speed. Seems a bit unlikely. So you'd have to walk 6 miles per hour. But you could also just run 6 miles per hour and get that. So you're running less than 6 miles per hour. I mean, can't you bite off big chunks by running like 15 miles? Like
you haven't even done any of this.
I could totally.
You can't count chasing kids around your yard as running a mile. That doesn't count.
I do it on the Bob Jones Trail. I have to run beside my son because he has a propensity to go too fast for his training wheels, and then.
Okay, so where did you start? Where did you end? Because I know the Bob Jones Trail very well.
Okay, I would say we started right at the bridge, going back to the parking lot where the old winery used to be there. And we ended just beyond, you know what the Secret Garden is?
Yeah.
Where's the Secret Garden?
Well, it's the resort right there, Avila Springs Resort.
Sycamore?
Sycamore, yes. It's right there.
What about the Secret Garden?
That's the Secret Garden's right off the path there.
Yeah. You know what they're doing there?
Well, they plant vegetables and produce. I know that.
They have like a little, like a happy hour type bar there.
Oh, do they? Oh,
I thought you said you knew Bob Jones.
Well, I haven't been there in a few months. I've been
Somebody who takes 20 minutes.
I haven't been there in a long time.
20 minutes to run a mile.
No,
knows
I
the
didn't
Bob
say
Jones
that
very well.
I just said it was.
I know
pretty.
that very well is what you said.
God, you just lied.
I just think
everybody
that
knows you. Just
the fact that you labor over the fact that it might take you 10 minutes to run a mile.
Can we get back to focusing on what we were here to talk about?
The Bob Jones
we were going to make fun of our friend.
Well.
You said you wanted to. It was funny, and you said I want to throw him under the bus. So
I asked him. I made the mistake of asking him.
I'm going to go run another mile. I'll time myself, and then I'll get back to you.
I said, wow, you've lost a lot of weight. How have you done it? And he's like, diet and exercise and all that stuff. I was like, oh, well, congratulations. And I moved on. And then 2 days later, this text message. And this is the longest text message I've ever gotten in my life. It says, since you asked, here's what I've been doing. Then he outlines exactly what he has for breakfast.
Oh, my God, this is funny.
Exactly what he has for a snack.
Jeff has shared this with me.
Exactly what he has for lunch every day, down to the ingredients, okay? So he says salad. He could have left it at salad, but he says greens plus hard veggies, oil, vinegar, salt, pepper, sardines, or turkey breast. Okay, cool. Then the other snack, the vegetables that he eats on that snack, the dinner, the exercise that he does, and then tells me all the things that he can put in his body.
How about the dinner plus dark chocolate square?
Yeah. Yes, that's how detailed it is. Then,
what's this in olive oil?
Then, in a separate text message, in very Tom Brady fan message, or fashion, I should say, very similar to Tom Brady 12 eating plan. No nightshades due to inflammation and etc. And I didn't know what to say. I was like, cool, thanks. I don't know what
are nightshades?
I don't know. And I don't care.
I think he's trying to say nitrates. Maybe he did a voice to text or something?
No, because nightshades, it has quotes around it.
Really?
So if it has quotes around it, then I got to find out. Let's look up nightshades. This morning I look at my dog as I'm leaving, and I'm like, dude, I'm so tired. I mean, 2 football games on a Monday night, that's a lot to deal with, okay? Right? I'm used to just 1 football game on Monday night.
My wife was gone over the weekend, and she came back, and she's like, really? I go, I have to watch this game. You understand? And my fantasy week depends on it. And she's like, I'll be downstairs. I haven't seen her since last Friday morning when I took her to the airport.
My dog is laying there, and I mean, he got up to go outside and go to the bathroom, and then went back to his bed and went back to sleep. And I'm looking at him. I'm like, man, you have the life. You have the life. You are so lucky. You know how badly I would even try to attempt to curl up and sleep on your bed right now. I'm so tired. I don't want to be going to work.
You're jealous of your dog?
Yes, I am jealous of my dog, and I find this morning, and I'm okay with it now because I found this article that said that half of pet owners are jealous of their dogs and cats.
See, I'm not jealous. I am jealous of, when I have to go to work and he gets to sleep all day.
Yeah.
Because that's what I do. That's what I did over the weekend is I didn't get off the couch because my wife was out of town. I already talked about this yesterday, but I didn't have to do anything. So I didn't do anything. I had things I wanted to do, didn't even get close to that list because I'm like, you know what? I don't have to do anything.
Think about it. Think about it, okay? You don't ever have to work if you're an animal.
Yeah, but
you get food placed right in front of you. You don't ever have to go get it, prepare it, do anything with it.
It's like being in jail. They don't have to do anything either.
They don't have any enemies.
Think about it.
And when people do see them, all they do is pet them and be nice to them, right?
Well, for the most part.
It's not like when I walk down the street, I don't have people coming up to me and tapping me on the shoulder and going, hey, good job today, dude. All
right. But you wouldn't like that.
You're a cute guy.
You wouldn't like that because you don't like being touched.
Right. But maybe if it happened more often and I got some positive feedback from it, I would be on board.
So let me ask you this. All right. So now you don't get to choose where you live, but you're assigned to somebody. And then you get up every morning. You eat the same thing for breakfast. You eat the same thing for lunch. You eat the same thing for dinner. You get only water to drink. And the only attention you get is from the people that you live with.
Yeah, but they're nice to me.
You don't get to do what you want.
They're nice to me 100% of the time. You know what my son told me the other day? He says he didn't want to. He got mad at me because he threw a fit out in the parking lot, and I said, "Okay, well, you can't ride your bike." And he went inside, and he was upset at me, and he says,
Yep.
"Leave my room. I don't want to see you until you're a grandpa."
That is so much better than I hate you. I thought you were going to say I hate you. Get out of here.
Well, that's basically saying I hate you.
I don't want to see you until you're a grandpa.
He's never said that to our pets.
Oh, man. He wants you to be a really old man. Because I remember being a kid thinking grandpas were 100,
I don't want to see you until you're a grandpa.
No, it's
my
funny.
pets have never said that to me, and he's never said that to my pets because my pets have it good.
People say to my wife all the time, if I ever die and get to come back, I want to come back as your dog because my wife really does spoil our dog.
Your dog,
but
especially.
At the same time, he's at our house all the time. He doesn't really get to go and do everything that he probably would like to do. I always feel guilty that I don't take him enough places. Like this weekend, I was like, I should take him out. And then I was like, we'll just play here. Anyways, Grandpa.
40% think their pet's life is more fun than theirs. And people would rather be a cat than a dog, but just slightly.
Really?
Which would you rather be?
I think cats get more freedom. Because, number one, a dog, we've talked to Steve about this, have different laws, but cats can just run the neighborhood.
Yeah, they could do. Well, yeah, you're right. That is the thing with the cats. I mean, we force ours inside, but I will tell you that she has the freedom of the house. Like, she gets to walk on the table. Like, she walks on our dining room table. And it's the funniest thing because if my dogs were to jump up on the dining room table, all hell would break loose.
How do you get a cat from keep a cat from jumping on the table?
It's just a cat, whatever.
We just found out, was it last week?
Slippery when wet.
He's still married to his high school sweetheart?
Yes.
Unbelievable, right?
Makes him a better person than Tom Brady, who walked out on his pregnant
wife.
Girlfriend. They were girlfriends.
Girlfriend. Well, he knocked up his girlfriend out of wedlock? Mm-hmm. What a loser.
Golden boy. God. Tom Brady.
Nobody likes him. Who likes Tom Brady?
Just like Jalen Ramsey.
Does anybody in New England still like Tom Brady? Or is he dead to him?
Should we make this the poll question? Who do you like more, Jalen Ramsey or Tom Brady?
No, because nobody cares about football.
Okay.
John Bon Jovi, says there's not a day that goes by that he doesn't miss Richie Sambora being in the band.
There's not a day that goes by that I don't wish that Richie had his life together and was still in the band. Yeah. But he didn't. And yet, in a weird way, it's because of his inability to get it together anymore that we went on and wrote This House Is Not For Sale. And it was a very strong record in that I'm able to write songs like this.
So anyways, yada, yada. And it just got me thinking when I heard it. And I figured out at least that, the biggest band disappointment to you because they broke up. Is there a band that you, maybe you don't do it anymore, but at the time you were kind of devastated that they broke up, or you just wish they would get back together so you could see them in concert, you could hear new music from them?
It's hard because, so Sunny Day Real Estate.
No. Is this the lesbian rock band?
No, Sunny Day Real Estate is awesome.
Who am I thinking of?
Jeremy Enoch was the lead singer of go figure, Jeremy's going to ruin a band. Jeremy Enoch was the lead singer of Sunny Day Real Estate. Then he got really spiritual and really religious, and the band kind of went on hiatus and then broke up and then got back together. But when they got back together, it was not like, it was before. And, everybody had kind of gone and done their things, and they got back together. It was like let's get back together for the fans, but it really didn't resonate as being something that anybody was passionate about. So bands getting back together is like, I don't know. I mean, once they've gone there, once they've gone to that area where it's
separate ways.
Yeah. Once they've gone to that area where they no longer, like Guns N' Roses. I don't really like Guns N' Roses as much as I did, like new Guns N' Roses as much as I did in the past, because in the past that was new and fresh and it was there and they were there. But then it's been well documented, the falling out between the band. So I'm like, it's just a money grab. It's obvious it's a money grab when a band gets back together. So I'm not a big fan of any band getting back together. What's done is done, and move on and move forward. Don't live in the past.
See, I was thinking of, me and Phil Collins, Genesis, and when he left the band to do his thing. But then I love all that music that he did while he was gone. But it was like, I would love to have seen what, I guess he could have done more with Genesis. But, those Genesis songs, so a lot of them are very similar to his sound that he took to go on to launch his own career, right? So, but then I don't know, I think of other bands like STP.
Well, you can't get that back at band.
I know, because you die, and same goes for Alice in Chains, Lane Staley.
How about
miss some of those people? But
Alice in Chains though sounds awesome now.
It actually really did when they came here.
When they do it, no, it sounds incredible. Smashing Pumpkins, another one.
Yes,
comes to mind. Once they broke up, and he tried to get the band, and I say that with air quotes because it wasn't like all the members of the band. It was him and the drummer, essentially, and other fill-ins. Tried to get the band back together. It just fell flat, But the band before it was a supergroup, So it's like once you've gone there and you've disenfranchised your fan base, I don't know if anybody really wants you to get back. Like if Richie Sambora got back into Bon Jovi, would anybody even notice that he was gone? Probably not. You know, it wouldn't be like a big to do if he got back into the band.
I feel like we haven't said the most obvious one for this radio station. That would be Van Halen. But it's kind of tough because they tried that. They came here, they did the fair. David Lee Roth was a joke. But I mean, I would really like to see.
That was a good show.
I would really like to see Van Halen with Sammy Hagar. I mean, and maybe that's just because we were so disappointed by what we saw with David Lee Roth, and unfortunately his talent is far behind him.
Well, that's the case with
where
all
Sammy Hagar is still kicking ass and taking names.
Do we know that for sure?
I mean, I saw the 4 Decades of Rock tour. What was that, 10 years ago?
Yeah,
now?
that was a while back.
It was a while ago. It was awesome, man. I was not a Sammy Hagar fan when it's not that I wasn't a fan, but I just wasn't a big fan when I went there. But I was like, I'm going to go see if it'll change my mind. And I had the best time. It was such a good show. He's an entertainer for sure. Anyways, we'd like to know what you think. What's your band? 805-543-3693. Feel free to call or text 805-543-3693.
93.3 KZOZ.